So we're back for some Minecraft, and it looks like I've come all the way back to my old base. Um, and I forgot how to jump. Oh, that's my F key. So I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory the last couple days. Um, and consequently, I've forgotten that my key bindings are different here. This is a thing. I play too many games with similar inputs that unfortunately are not compatible, not entirely. Like right now, I'm hitting the tab key to open my inventory when it's supposed to be my E key. So, whee, boom. And there's my portal. So the question is, what do I need to do right now? Got a whole bunch of nether brick processing there, and that's all well and good. Um, hmm. I have another diamond pick up there. Oh, that's the one I made before I could enchant things. And while I can enchant things, it's a little limited at the moment. So let's... Oh, I don't have any shovels. So I'm going to terraform a little bit um, with my garden or farm or whatever you want to call it. Now, apparently there's a new version now. I haven't upgraded because I have to do all the nonsense of upgrading my mods, or at least my one mod, and that's just this mini map that I like. Which I'm sure some gatekeepy types could say, "Oh, but you're supposed to get lost and have to make the in-game maps." And I'm like, well, I'm fine not doing that. So let's go back up to the surface and have a little look around. Because I'm thinking if I want to clear trees away, I'm going to need to make ladders again. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Some nice peaceful music in the background. Oops. See, I'm still tapping the wrong key. Um, One of those things that I'd like to get is some means that I can display controller inputs, mostly when I'm playing older games. Um, I mean, obviously, a display for my entire keyboard would not be worthwhile, but anyway. See, I've been thinking about improving my layout a bit, and I have some ideas. Like, I kind of want to use the Mega Man 2 background tiles for retro games, which I think would be fun. Maybe use some of the UI elements from that game and make a cohesive theme of some kind. Because my pirate radio look is pirate TV look is all well and good, but I think it's kind of boring in some respects. I just think I could do something more visually interesting. I also really need to get to work on learning OBS. Maybe that's something I should do this week while I'm waiting for my capture device to come in. Because now that time is moving in predictable patterns again, at least so far as work is concerned, I'm just a normal 8 to 5 guy again. Um, instead of just the weird schedules I was getting for a while. I'm so fucking glad tax season is over. Now I'm back to normal, I can kind of take back some control of my time and do more with it, I guess. Just barely. Okay. So I'm just going to try to clear a bunch of space and make a larger garden. I don't know if I have any regular potatoes, but I can go get them from the other base. Because I think I was planting a bunch of those there. So, speaking of potatoes, I was listening to a podcast about the way the Brits tried to starve the Irish to death, which was just insane. The long-term effects of that, these are events that happened in the mid to late 1800s, and the population of Ireland is still lower than it was back then, and a lot of that is just how the British came in and ran things. Needless to say, they ran it badly, and it's some pretty impressive colonialist shit. I mean, Jesus. And you hear some of the same horrible things that they're saying, that they were saying about the Irish, that we basically say about any poor people now. It's like, well, we can't help them, then they become dependent on us. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like, I swear, terrible people never change. That's just, terrible people never change, and the one thing I've learned from history is that we never learn anything from history. It's just, God. Access to the Nether makes me kind of want to try searching for a Nether fortress, but I think I'm just going to get the crap kicked out of me if I do. And after how well I did at Tetris today, well, I think I've had enough of being beaten today. Let's. Okay. Let's flatten out this island a little bit. Oh, I guess I don't need that right now. Whoops. So I'm thinking I'll build a nice farm, and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to do my usual plus-shaped water source. I'll lay down some water, and I'll have it spread out in about 7 spaces in each direction, or each cardinal direction. And I'll use the area around that to farm crops, and it's going to be standard crops. Your wheat, carrots, potatoes, that should cover it, I think. Son of a gun. And then I'll use the fourth section just for melons and pumpkins. I actually don't know how well my voice is coming in over all this noise. Hold on a second. Okay, so... Okay, it sounds like I have this mixed more or less correctly, so I'm kind of happy with that. I still have a distinct echo. Granted, I'm between... I've got my computer up against the wall here, and I've got another wall to my right, so it's not surprising that we've got some echo, but I think I could do something about that eventually. I don't know if I want to install acoustic tiles, but the thought has crossed my mind. Because I always want to improve what I'm doing, even if it's just a silly hobby. I'm not making a product that I can sell for money, but I still want to do what I'm doing better than I'm doing, and oops. Well, I guess I need to make more shovels. Oops. Where's... There they are. Now, part of me wants to cover this terrain that I'm going to be farming on, just because snow is bullshit. Um, I mean, I guess I could move to a warmer climate, but also I want to find a pyramid, just because. So I don't know if this is ever going to get made, but apparently they attached Jason Momoa to the Minecraft movie. I'm like, why? Why are you even trying to make a movie? I mean, I know why, because Hollywood, but Jesus, I can't imagine that being at all entertaining. Maybe that's just me, but since video game movies have been traditionally terrible, the only exception that I've ever found was the Resident Evil movie, which people hate. But I genuinely liked it. I thought it was a perfectly good zombie movie. Um, it wasn't a good Resident Evil movie. I can totally understand that side of things, but um, as a silly zombie movie, I was on board. It was exactly what I want from something like that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I mean, between things like the Super Mario Brothers movie, which was abominable, um, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There goes my shovel. And the Double Dragon movie. Does anyone remember that piece of garbage? I mean, granted, a lot of that one was just because Technos would license their IP out to anybody, because it just meant that it was work that they didn't have to do. Um, but yeah, God, the Street Fighter movie, which is just unwatchable. I mean, I've seen it, and I kind of wished I was doing anything else at the time. Um, let's actually we'll sleep first. Whoops. Oh, doesn't think it's night out. Okay. Need to go put some of my garbage in the bins. Stuff some snow in there. Oh, I forgot I made that. Um. Oh, well, that's no good. We'll just cover that up. Okay. Is there a reason to keep all this dirt? Probably not. Am I going to anyway? Of course. Why did they make chests difficult? Did I miss something? There we go. Okay, dirt. And wood. Okay, and carrots I have on the surface, so we'll just go ahead and... Whee! Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I didn't even see your chat. Um, I mean, yeah, it kind of falls under so bad it's good. But it's not good enough that I want to watch it ever again. And I watch a lot of terrible movies, but that one is just grating. Um, I mean, I will give it this. At the very least, it's not boring. Um, that's probably the biggest crime a movie can commit, is being absolutely boring, and I have seen a number of those. Possibly the worst, one of the worst, was this piece of garbage called Alienate. And it sounds like it's going to be about an alien invasion, and in a sense it sort of is, but the alien invasion is basically a metaphor for the main character's pending divorce. And I'm like, this is awful. It's like, how did you make an alien invasion boring? But they did it. So, oh, seriously? Seriously? This is not a skeleton bath. I mean, I have nothing against skeletons, don't get me wrong, but some of my best friends are skeletons. Okay. So we're going to need probably at least two. Well, let's just do 3 hose. Okay. So this is going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's put a little marker there. Wait, I have shovels. Why don't I use them? Another profoundly terrible movie was one of those Netflix produced ones, and that's always such a mixed bag to begin with. Wait. Yeah, that should be fine. Was called The Open House, which is a movie where nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, then nothing happens, and somehow we're supposed to care about it. God, I was so angry at that movie for existing. I mean, I'm kind of sad that Bright 2 was canceled because it was terrible. Or the first one was terrible, and I was just like kind of excited to see a follow up also be terrible. Because man, I was hoping someone was going to mainstream Shadowrun, but that did not happen from that movie. It was so close though, so freaking close. But there's just so much lazy writing all over it. I just And a boop. I guess I should plant things after doing all this hoeing, but one thing at a time. Oops. Well, that'll sort itself out, won't it? There we go. Oh. Let's see. Oh, I'm almost out of... Okay, so I'm going to have these convenient little markers to keep track of where I want to put the supports for the cover I'm going to give this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. Okay, it's coming together. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a marker. You know, I started a 100 days challenge in Stardew Valley and just got distracted and never went back to it. Man, I should see if I still have that save file. Or I should start over. That game can be such a time sink, though. I used to play it in the mornings before work fairly often. It's just a nice way to kind of zen out and chill before I had people screaming at me about their taxes. Or rather, their clients' taxes. Since I quote-unquote do professional support. Professional what? Still working on it. I mean, I still can't get over the day I had to argue with 2 separate tax preparers and explain to them that multiplying something by 0.4 was how you got 40%. And they said that obviously our software was wrong. I just wanted to yell at them. I'm like, look, you need to learn math. Like, basic arithmetic. Okay, so we've got the ground marked out. We just need to plant things now. So we're going to start with carrots, and we're going to have them on this corner. Whoops. Yeah. So there's literally no bar to become a tax preparer. Like, if you want to be an attorney, you have to pass the bar exam to make sure you're qualified to be an attorney. To be a doctor, you have to pass exams, and you got to do all these years in medical school and all that. To be a tax preparer, you need about $60 and no criminal record. Oh my god! I wish I could say that surprised me, but these days it absolutely does not. The thing that drives me crazy, um, this is one of those ones that maybe I'm alone on this, is how um, timekeeping systems round to 15 minutes, and I have no idea why anyone would do that other than to screw you over if you work 7 minutes instead of 8. Um, and that's probably why it's still there. But I'm like, computers are perfectly capable of handling, minute by minute time counts without any real problems. Why don't we do that? Um, God, yeah, that is another. This is one of those weird ones I had to deal with too. Is having to explain to my manager when I was working nights. So I did midnight to 8. So if I worked midnight on Wednesday, that means I'd come in at 11:55 on Tuesday and punch in at midnight. Now this makes perfect sense if you know how time works. I had a manager who did not understand this for the life of him. It was just insane. It's like, man, this guy's getting paid more than I am, and he doesn't know how the clock works, and he's the guy responsible for setting the schedule.